The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I wanted to get my thoughts on this because I thought at the weekend, this was just like one of the most interesting and random things that quite possibly could have happened. Now, in support of Regis Prograis, Jermall Charlo, the WBC middleweight champion, who's been in witness protection for over 500 days and hasn't fought anybody in a long time, he was there to support his friend Regis Prograis. Now, while he was there, he crossed paths with none other than one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and that guy was none other than Dmitry Bivol himself. Now, when he got close to Bivol, he started calling him out to his face, which obviously I'm not against that because, you know, this is a competitive sport, more competitive than any sport in the world. So like any fighter that can get that believes it has the true minerals and, as the British say, the minerals, the balls, the cojones. Any fighter that really has that self-belief about themselves, that really wants to make fights happen with the best fighters, by all means, call them out. But I've never viewed Jermall Charlo, especially recently. He's not a guy that wants to fight anybody. So he gets up to Bivol and he says, I want to fight you. Let's fight. And then Bivol laughs at him and says, you know, why not? Yeah, why not? And then he asked Charlo, what weight you want to fight at? And Charlo said, 168. And then Bivol said, well, you got any belts? He's like, nah, he ain't got no belts. Fight me at 168. And Charlo's just delusionally calling him out. Now, I would love to see this fight if it ever happened because it would be a nice little sparring session for Dmitry Bivol. Something light, something nice and easy before he goes and he fights a killer like Arthur Better BF. So I wouldn't mind the work. It'd be good work, the sparring session between Charlo and Bivol. But there's no reason for him to go fight Charlo at 168 because, for one, Charlo hasn't been seen since the middle of last year. That's number one. Number two, Charlo doesn't have a belt at 68. He has a belt at 60. And three, if Bivol were to even say he wanted to fight him at 68, you know what Charlo's going to do? He going to do the same shit he's done with like everybody else, like with Benavidez and Andrade and all these guys. He going to say, oh, well, I got to be the A-side and it got to be on Showtime. He ain't serious about fighting no motherfucking Dmitry Bivol. He don't want that smoke because it's not going to end well for him. Now, Bivol ain't had a knockout in I don't know how many years. That'd be if that fight would have happened, that would be the fight that would end it. The Charlo fight. Because Charlo would have not a snowball's chance in hell. He ain't been getting better. He's been regressing, not progressing. And yeah, but like all this energy, like all this random energy he had for Bivol about wanting to basically fight him, he needs to transfer that same energy. First of all, in a perfect world, I would like to see him apply that energy to Demetrius Andrade because, truth be told, these two are in the same boat, they're in the same position, and I think they both should be fighting each other, right? But we know that won't happen because both of them are fucking delusional. So that's not going to happen. But he should take all that energy and put it into fighting the champions in his weight class. You know, Janibek, Golovkin. Why don't you go fight Munguia? Munguia was there. There was a video, a Fight Hype put up where they clickbaited the hell out of everybody and they said basically that Munguia and Charlo called each other out face to face or whatever. But that didn't happen. They were just in the same place at the same time. Why didn't he go seek out Munguia and go call him out? Because that would have first and foremost, I think that would have created more buzz because it's a fight that people believe could actually happen because you guys are actually in the same weight class. Bivol's not going to fight you because Big Bivol has bigger fish to fry. First and foremost, the Canelo fight, if that's what he wants to take, that would be the biggest money he can make in boxing. And if he's not about the money, the biggest legacy he can make in boxing is fighting Better BF in one of the best fights in boxing for undisputed light heavyweight. Why would he bypass either one of these options to go fight Jermall Charlo, who has no momentum right now in boxing? Just being honest, you know. So that's what it is. I don't really see the point in him wanting to fight Charlo. But if it did, Charlo would have no chance. He'd win like one round at most before he gets stopped. But yeah, man, like Charlo, I want to see Charlo. Listen, 2022, Charlo didn't do a damn thing. Andre didn't do a damn thing. That fight would make the most sense. You know, have them fight each other. But if not that, look, I know somewhere in there, Jermall Charlo is still a really good fighter. He hasn't really been that guy in a long time. He was pedestrian against Matthew Korbov. He was pedestrian against Brandon Adams. He was pedestrian against Dennis Hogan before he stopped him. He was pedestrian against, what's his name? What was the guy's name? Montiel. So he hasn't been a sensational fighter pretty much since, like, maybe, I want to say, maybe Hugo Centeno. That was probably the last, like, really truthfully sensational performance he had. And that was, like, we're going on, like, half a decade now since that fight happened. So Charlo, I feel like the onus is on him to make a statement in 2022. Or 2023, I should say. And he needs to go out there and be looking for big names. Munguia, Eubank, Andrade, Janibek, Carlos Adames. Why don't you go fight Carlos Adames? Carlos Adames is screaming from the mountaintops to fight Jermall Charlo. I don't see him winning that fight, and that's his #1 contender. So there's a lot of bodies in that 160 division that he needs to take all this energy with Bivol and go apply it to them. But yeah, those are my thoughts on what was just a ridiculous. What was funny. Bivol was laughing at it because Bivol would ice that dude if they fought. But it's not gonna happen. But I figured I'd get my 2 cents on it because, it was something interesting worth talking about. So you guys can let me know what you guys think. I'll ask you guys this in the comments. If Charlo and Bivol actually fought each other at 168, who do you think would win? Just let me know that in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.